Murderbot, Alexander Skarsgård, looked into the Deltall poll, and the new episode of Apple TV Plus's Murderbot concluded on a major cliffhanger. In the third episode of Murderbot's first season, Murderbot and the other characters went to Deltall survey to find out whether they were experiencing the same issues Preservation Oath was. When Murderbot arrived, they discovered a carnage. Only one renegade SecUnit was left, and human remains were scattered all over the place. In addition to being a huge mystery in and of itself, Murderbot Episode 3 ended on a cliffhanger that put Murderbot's life in jeopardy. Fortunately, what happened to Deltall and their SecUnits is previously revealed in Martha Wells's The Murderbot Diaries, the book that served as the inspiration for Murderbot. The first novel in the series, All Systems Red, was also significantly altered in Murderbot Episode 3, and it's unclear what these alterations might entail for the remainder of the series. In addition to those modifications, Murderbot is still unaware of certain plot points. It's reasonable to suggest that Murderbot Episode 3's conclusion needs some clarification. What happened to Deltall's SecUnits in the Murderbot books? Murderbot made a significant find after navigating the carnage of Deltall's refuge and fending off another SecUnit. Murderbot discovered that a combat override module had compromised the SecUnit after killing it, but it was shot before it could reveal who had taken control of it. In Artificial Condition, a business called Grey Chris breached Deltall's SecUnits. After entering Deltall's bunker under the guise of Preservation Oaths, Grey Chris had their own SecUnits hack into it. Grey Chris was able to direct the SecUnits to kill every member of the Deltall survey team, including the one SecUnit they couldn't hack after installing the combat override modules. Grey Chris's justification for attacking Deltall is a little more nuanced. At the conclusion of Murderbot Season 1, Episode 2, Rati, Akshay Khanna, located the alien fragments that Grey Chris is pursuing. However, as Rati clarified, it is unlawful to use alien leftovers because they are protected by galactic law. They killed Deltall in order to keep their operation a secret, and Grey Chris is attempting to poach the remaining aliens. No one would ever notify the authorities of the extraterrestrial remains' existence if the other surveyors on the planet perished, allowing Grey Chris to carry on their profitable business indefinitely. How does Murderbot escape Deltall in the books? Even though Deltall only had 3 SecUnits assigned to it, Murderbot was shot by yet another SecUnit at the end of Murderbot Episode 3, leaving the audience on a cliffhanger. The poachers sent in that SecUnit from Grey Chris in order to infect the other SecUnits there. This meant that it had the advantage over Murderbot, but fortunately Murderbot has support. Mensa Noma Dumezweni will go back and save Murderbot from the Grey Chris SecUnit, despite the fact that it instructed the rest of Preservation O to go back to the hopper. Mensa will sacrifice her life for Murderbot since she is becoming more and more fond of it. But Mensa and the other Preservation O members will still have to deal with some problems when they return for Murderbot. Grey Chris's SecUnit attempted to install a combat override module on Murderbot in All Systems Red. In order to stop the override from working, Murderbot had to shoot itself in the chest. Murderbot placed itself out of commission the only way it could because it sincerely wanted to safeguard Preservation O and didn't want to be held accountable for another massacre, despite its contempt for people. After that, Murderbot will also be fixed, but there will be some severe repercussions for it. Why did Gathan sniff Mensa's pillow in Murderbot Episode 3? Gathan's David Dastmalchian performance in Murderbot Episode 3 was one of the most perplexing. Murderbot watched Gathan through the security feed of the hub, but he remained behind. Murderbot observed Gathan enter Mensa's chamber covertly and sniff her pillow. Even the notoriously socially awkward Murderbot mentioned that this is truly depressing. It was a profoundly disturbing moment with no explanation. Gathan appears to be in love with Mensa, and taking in her pheromones is an odd method for him to feel close to his unfulfilled passion. But since this specific narrative isn't in All Systems Red, it's impossible to say for sure. Gathan's crush on Mensa would be understandable. Gathan informed Murderbot that he joined Preservation Alliance because he was buddies with Mensa, who is a very capable commander. She is already in a polyamorous relationship with multiple children, though, and Mensa informed Murderbot that she probably doesn't experience the same love impulses as Gathan. Because he is unable to be with her, He makes do with what he has, which is to smell her pillow. Even if the scene was unsettling, it appears that Gathan sniffing Mensa's pillow will play a significant role in Murderbot's future. Since Gathan is obviously an oddball and socially uncomfortable individual, he is a wonderful match for Murderbot.